Watch how the nephew of this, I don't even know how to define her, Vicky Hartzler, a Republican from Missouri. She went up onto the Congress floor and cried as if given the LGBTQ folks' rights, inalienable rights, is somehow going to hurt her. It's a terrible thing. Oh, Lord, why are we doing this? We're allowing these folks to exist. Oh, my God. That's what she did. Well, you know, her nephew came out and refuted every single piece of misinformation that she put on the floor there. These hateful people, it's time for them to go home. But it is so much more effective when a family member comes out and slaughter the talking points that you're coming out with that's nothing more than a complete fallacy. Check this out. We'll take it on the other side.
The landmark Respect for Marriage Act is on its way to President Biden's desk after the House advanced the bill. 39 Republicans joined all Democrats in supporting the measure, which provides federal protections for same-sex and interracial marriages whose security is now under threat from the Supreme Court. In his opinion, ending a woman's right to choose, Justice Clarence Thomas said that the right to same-sex marriage and even same-sex relationships should be revisited. That's well out of step with most of what Americans think on the precipice of 2023. Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin, who is the first openly gay member of the United States Senate who introduced the bill in the upper chamber, attributed its bipartisan support to the visibility of the LGBTQ community.
I think about, as someone who's been long a part of the LGBTQ community, about how progress is made, and so much of it has to do with visibility and people knowing us, knowing our families, knowing which replaces myth and stereotype, if you will.
Okay, so hold that thought for a second. So many people knowing our families, and that replaces myth and stereotype. Okay, hold that for a second. Yesterday, 169 Republicans, like 36 of their Republican colleagues in the Senate, voted against those families, including the Republican Congresswoman Vicky Hartzler of Missouri, who made headlines for crying on the House floor. But she doesn't have an excuse of not knowing these families or the LGBTQ community, because a gay person is part of her own close family. Here's her nephew, Andrew, in a video that went viral today.
Today, a United States Congresswoman, my Aunt Vicky, started crying because gay people like me can get married.
I hope and pray that my colleagues will find the courage to join me in opposing this misguided and this dangerous bill. And I yield back.
So despite coming out to my aunt this past February, I guess she's still just as much as a homophobe.
Let's be clear. Obergefell is not in danger, but people and institutions of faith are.
Aunt Vicky, that's not right. Institutions of faith like religious universities are not being silenced. They're being empowered by the US government to discriminate against tens of thousands of LGBTQ students because of religious exemptions, but they still receive federal funding.
The bill's implications: submit to our ideology or be silenced.
It's more like you want the power to force your religious beliefs onto everyone else. And because you don't have that power, you feel like you're being silenced. But you're not. You're just gonna have to learn to coexist with all of us. And I'm sure it's not that hard.
Vicky Hartzler. I don't even know how to define you, ma'am. But your very nice nephew did a great job in telling America that you're nothing but a bigoted fraud. I hope you enjoy your title. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel. And number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.